Welcome to another broadcast of Pitch Deck 101. Today, of course, we're going to be discussing business as usual. And just before I get into today's content, I want to acknowledge the co sponsors for this program. Pitch Deck and broadcast is sponsored by Global Capital Inc. and 10X Branding and Marketing LLC out of New York. In fact, these two companies have come together with the interest of forming Pitch Deck 101. Now, Pitch Deck 101 has been designed with a specific focus. Um, and I want to encourage you to go to the website to learn more about what we are doing at Pitch Deck 101. Now, what we have seen for many, many years that many businesses struggle to access capital. And let me bring up a picture of Pitch Deck, the website. We have seen that many businesses struggle to access capital. And even after accessing capital, they struggle to exit that debt portfolio. With that being said, it's very clear that there are many moving parts to influence the business success. And this is something that you want to be real about. You want to ensure that you have the critical information as you get into business. This platform, Pitch Deck 101, is designed to really help you to understand the financial aspect of doing business and also the business aspect of doing business. So you're at the right place when it comes to doing business. Now, a little housekeeping Global Capital Inc. and 10X Branding and Marketing LLC. We are representing clients from all over the world. We have clients from Jamaica that we are helping set up their operation in the US. We have clients from the United Kingdom that we are also helping to set up their business in the US. Of course, Pitch Deck 101 is set up to serve as a full scale organization, meaning that we help you set up your operation in the United States of America, but we also help you to access capital, debt, equity, credit, and smart capital to move your operation forward. We have done a number of legwork over the last months and years to be able to bring this operation to this point where we are now able to give a full house, comprehensive service to businesses. Today, we are not going to dig so deep into financial instruments because I also want to look at some of the other moving parts that one needs to consider when you're getting into business. So today I want us to look at what I call the business value proposition 101. It's not the first time I'm talking about this. So if you look back at some of my previous broadcasts, you would see some of the this content. What exactly is the business value proposition 101? For us, this represents two important concepts. It represents your brand and it represents marketing. And I want to just go a little deep into this today so as to ensure that you have the level of clarity that you deserve as an entrepreneur or a rising star in business, because I do believe that this type of information is really going to help you to make better business decisions. Now, in starting a business, it's important for you to really ask yourself what is the intention of that business or brand. It is two things that you need to consider here. The intention is all about your value proposition, it's all about the corporate culture. You will begin to have a better understanding of what the BVP is, the business value proposition is, by asking yourself those simple questions. What is the intention of the business? What is the intention of the brand? Now, what we see is a common mistake, all right? And in most people, when you think about the value proposition, the BVP, the business value proposition, you are traditionally asking yourself, how are you going to impact the target market? While coming up with a definitive answer is not always easy, it is not the only thing to consider when you are building out the value proposition. So the intention becomes clearer with the value proposition, and it becomes clearer by understanding your corporate culture. Now, a lot of what I'm saying here may not be relevant to very small companies because very small companies do not have the budget to either contract professionals to help them to build out the corporate culture the way it should be built out, so as to ensure that from the get-go, the organization itself, based on the BVP and the corporate culture, it is so built out to help you to achieve the desired end results. And that is the your intention to add value, your intention to fix problem. Every business, this should be one of your key focus. You want to, constantly remind yourself of what is the value proposition of the brand. Now, I want us to just stop right here. I want us to go deeper into this. So we're looking at two things today. We're looking at the branding aspect of the business, and we are looking at the marketing aspect of the business. Now, every business should have a brand. So whether you know it or not, you're going to fall into about three categories. One is the premium brand, the complementary brand, or the supplementary brand. As an entrepreneur, you want to know who you're targeting with your products and your services. Now, it is absolutely necessary to take the time to fully understand this. It is what we call being in the know. It's what we call taking the guesswork out of doing business. And you really want to ensure that you are savvy, you're knowledgeable about your subject matter. And that means that you have to really commit the time, talent, and the resources to understand the market that you are in. But let's unravel this whole concept of what is the value proposition and what is the corporate culture. Now, in my last book, and I'm going to uh, bring up a picture of that book. In my last book, we talk about this very concept. All right. We talk about, in my last book titled 10X Branding and Marketing Blueprint. And if you look at the screen right now, you will see three of my last books. And we're talking about the one to your extreme right. That book is titled The 10X Branding and Marketing and Blueprint. Now, in this book, I really went in depth into helping business owners, rising star in business, to understand the modern approach that we are expected to use when building out your value proposition and when building out the corporate culture. Your value proposition, as we said, should have four important touch points. And my book, we talk at length about that. So I want to encourage you to reach out to us and not only get a copy of the book, but we will give you a free masterclass in how to interpret and how to apply these concepts into your business. Now, you may be asking, You're not too small or you're not too big, because we are working with companies in the US, out of Jamaica, the Caribbean, out of the United Kingdom, and they all are benefiting from this program. We are working with clients out of Australia also, who have adopted these concepts. They're applying these concepts and they're getting the kind of results that they need to have. Now, what is the value proposition talking about? We talk about the four important touch points of your BVP. The broader picture of this is the four touch points of your corporate culture. These four touch points becomes an integrated part of your corporate culture. As an entrepreneur, as a rising star in business, you want to be asking yourself consistently, how is your value proposition in your corporate culture being built out to impact your team dynamics? All right. And this is so important. In most cases, we are seeing many entrepreneurs who trivialize this element of the business process. And that is really seriously asking yourself how you want to impact your team dynamics and ensuring that you have a game plan, a blueprint, a master plan to truly impact the team dynamics. And failing to do this, you're leaving the door open for everything to go wrong. And in business, you need to close the door on that. All right. Now, let's talk about this. Why is this so important? You know, having a highly motivated workforce is vital to doing business. It's vital. All right, because the reverse of having a highly motivated workforce, it means that you have down-regulated team players. And down-regulated team players is going to undermine productivity. It's going to undermine the delivery of quality products and services um, to your clientele base. And when that happens, it undermines the entire process. All right. And that's the last thing that you want to have happen in your business. You want to know that you have a highly motivated workforce. You want to be certain that your highly motivated workforce, they are regular at work, which means that you don't have a whole lot of absenteeism and staff turnover, because all of these things affects the business potential to cash flow. It affects the business to be sustainable. It affects your promise to the customer. So these are important concepts that you want to crystallize. You want to be certain that you are very clear about these concepts. And above and beyond the clarity, you want to be certain that you have a practical game plan to implement these systems. And what exactly do I mean by a practical game plan to implement the systems? Yes, it's not enough to be aware of the systems that you need to create to make an impact with the workforce. It's not enough. It's important for you to take the time to understand your workforce and to really understand them at an individual level. At this level, we call it being market sensitive and market oriented. In this case, you're being team dynamic sensitive and team dynamic oriented. These are the movers and shakers in your organization, and they are playing at the strategic, tactical, and operational level within the organization. These are the people that are going to be driving the cash flow potential of the organization. These are the people, if you have the right team dynamics, dynamics that are going to be working to raise capital from the VCs and private equity investors and joint venture partners and smart capital leverage. These are the people that are going to be working with you to ensure that they're helping you to mitigate the entire debt process. Now, these are not, the team dynamics that you want to trivialize, because when you trivialize your team, it undermines the potential of your business to cash flow. So, this is an important subject matter that you really want to take the time to understand um, how to manage this process, which is your team dynamic. You want to be certain that you have a highly motivated workforce. You want to be certain that you know, your workforce, you don't have absenteeism. You don't have heavy staff turnover. Again, all of these things undermine the potential of your business to cash flow. So when you're developing your value proposition, the BVP, the business value proposition, or you're building out the corporate culture, your corporate culture must be able to speak to all of these issues in the interest of safeguarding the short and long term interest of your business. Now, this goes very deep because in our program, we work with you to help you to understand what is things like the corporate cash flow protection program. Yeah, you want to ensure that you're protecting your business cash flow. What are systems that you can use to protect your business cash flow? We don't want to wait for another man made or natural disaster to strike, like the global pandemic, and for you to now start thinking about corporate cash flow protection programs. You need to start thinking about these things now. It is what we call being proactive. And proactive leaders, they think ahead, they see beyond problems, they take informed actions to achieve desired results. And our content of information, our body of knowledge, it is so built out to ensure that you have the, the critical information that you can leverage to your advantage to make better business decisions and you can attain the competitive advantage. You see, the race is not always for the swift. Yes, being speed is, in business is important, but it's not always for the swift. It is for those who can really take the time and get the critical information, build the dynamic process, and get out and make impact. And what we have done, we have took quite some time building out our business ecosystem, which is not just local. We have a global platform and we have a one-stop shop that really helps you in the business process, but also helps you, the client, in the access to capital process and the access to market and process. So, in doing your business, you want to build a strong value proposition, and that strong value proposition must be built out to achieve 4 points of impact. All right. So far, we're looking at how are you building out your BVP, your corporate culture to impact the workforce, to impact your team. And these are things that you want to be very intentional and deliberate with. You want to have a master plan to impact your team dynamics. All right. So I want to now encourage you to go to our website and follow us on. You will be able to see our social media platform. Follow us on those social media platforms. But along with that, I want you to take the time to study what Pitch Deck 101 is all about. All right. We have a team of certified experts who are here to provide you the critical support that you need to move your business ideas and forward. This is beyond the theory because once you get the foundation of the business right, and today we're talking about branding and we're talking about marketing. Now, the branding process must take into consideration the opinions, the internal and external opinions that you're shaping in relation to the products, the services, the business, the brand that you have. All right. And to fully shape those opinions, you have to be intentional. And to be intentional, we are saying to you that you should be intentional in four strategic areas of doing business: how you're impacting your team dynamics, how you're impacting your target market, how you're impacting the public, and by extension, how are you impacting the business cash flow. So I've just introduced you to one of my books, the 10x Branding and Marketing Blueprint, and that book has all of those details that can really help you in making critical business decisions. All right. So, in this book, our mission is that you don't only get a copy of this book, but you're now also exposed to our team of leaders that can really work with you to build out your BVP, um, so as to ensure that it has the four important touch points and your blueprint at each of these touch points. It's designed to really give you the competitive advantage. All right, so I'm not going to go so deeper into it today. I think I went deep into one area, which is how are you going to impact the workforce. So some of the things that we talk about is corporate cash flow protection, corporate paycheck protection, personal paycheck protection. These are things that I want to emphasize again. It don't have to cost you an arm and a leg. In fact, when you understand financial intelligence, it don't have to cost you anything. All right. It don't have to cost you anything. All right. They say knowledge is power, and they say people shall perish because of lack of knowledge. What we have done, we have studied this platform for quite another number of years. We have built the relationship across the world. We have built what we call a sustainable business ecosystem with the aim of providing you with critical information for you to make better business decisions. Again, we are saying that there are many moving parts to a business success. It's not just access to capital, it's not just access to market. You know, your BVP also has to be right. And that's what we're talking about today. Because when the business value proposition is not right and you are shortchanging the workforce, you're shortchanging the target market, you care less about public opinion, it's going to undermine your business potential to cash flow in a sustainable manner. So, in my book, 10x Branding and Marketing Blueprint, I went very deep into this concept so as to ensure that moving forward, you're able to make the best decisions when it comes to building a brand. Now, I said at the beginning that every business should have a brand, and that brand can fall into a number of categories: premium, complementary, supplementary. But after that brand is built, what's next? That brand must be subject to marketing, and marketing plays a very pivotal role in this process because marketing it was helps you to get the visibility, the reach, the impact, and the conversion. And I'll talk very briefly about this. Visibility is not reach, but you still need to be visible. In this case, you need to be perhaps selective in terms of the platforms that you're going to be using to be visible. Because there's some platforms that you're going to use for visibility that will give you visibility, but they are not positioning the brand, all right, in front of your ideal client. So it means that you're visible, but you're not reaching your ideal client. And these are things that you need to be so much, aware of, because you can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and perhaps millions of dollars in the brand visibility process and never achieve it because you don't have a subject matter expert with you that is doing the dashmar, that is defining the advertising goal for measured advertising effectiveness. We at Pitch Deck 101, we have spent over 20 plus years in this field, all right? And we are leaving absolutely no stone unturned to ensure that we are representing our global clientele base. And as I said to you at the beginning, we are representing clients out of the Caribbean, out of the US, out of the United Kingdom, and other parts of the world. So we have done the work, and we have now built the system to provide you with an impeccable service to ensure that we can literally help you leapfrog your business and success. All right. This is not training in the theory. This is application. This is in the practical, because we are fully aware that we can talk to you about everything about your business value proposition. We can talk to you about everything about your corporate culture. But in most cases, you need capital to move your vision forward. That's not a problem. All right. Because if you're in the United States of America, we are able to get you capital, debt, equity, and credit. All right. And we can get you approved in a couple of weeks in terms of accessing the capital. We have the network. All right. For bigger businesses, because we have private equity investors in our team, that if you're looking for 500K and above, we can help you get that. All right. But I don't want to go into the financial discussion today. Today, I'm talking about branding and I'm talking about marketing. You need a strong brand. All right. You need a strong brand. That's ground zero. So if you're getting into business, if you're into business, you need to stop and take stock of what your brand is saying about you. All right. You need to stop and you need to take stock of what your brand is saying about you. Your brand should be built out to have four important touch points. And you want to know this. I'm going to emphasize this a whole lot. It's in my book. And this is something that you want to get right. But then I went on to also say that you need visibility, you need reach, you need impact, you need conversion, you need confidence, you need trust, you need credibility. The marketing process helps you with all of this. And with a good marketing manager on your team, a good business consultant on your team, they will get you through this entire process and ensure that you have a signature blueprint that allows you to not only learn the concepts, not only apply the concepts, but master the concepts. And we at Pitch Deck, we are here to provide that kind of comprehensive service to you in business. All right, so I trust you would have enjoyed today's program. Now, if you are a foreign national and you want to set up your business in the US, we at Pitch Deck can provide you with that support. We have persons who are trained by the IRS in the US to provide these intervention to you. We are able to work with you to get your business license. We're able to work with you to get you your business EIN and ITIN. We will work with you to get your PAYDEX score. You need a PAYDEX score. All right. The people who are doing business, they want to know that they can, you know, log into DNB and they can, look check your business health. All right. We help you to get all of that. All right. And all of these things we have done several times. We have done it to ourselves also. All right. And on this platform, you have millions of US businesses or millions of businesses across the world that are worthy of doing business with that are there. All right. So if you want to check someone background before you do business with them, having all of your business set up in the proper way makes it easy. All right. Because people will be checking on your data. In fact, we always check on people's data that we're about to do business with. We were, and I'm going to share an experience with you. Just a couple of days ago, we were in the process of tying off a business with I call a new client, and that new client sounds very knowledgeable about what they're doing, but there were some shaky issues. And when I say solid and expensive, I mean solid and expensive. You know, their lowest product is about 50,000 USD. That's a lot of money, all right, to the average person. In Caribbean country, that might be what, $10 million. But their product comes expensive. And here is where we are representing clients and referring clients to that platform. But after doing the due diligence and after doing the check, we had to make a conscious decision that it doesn't worth it because you're not seeing all the information that you need to see about the client. And we could not expose our client to that type of risk. All right. Regardless of how much the benefit might have been, we cannot expose our clients to any risky portfolio. If we do that, it means that we're not doing our job in representing our clients when it comes to risk mitigation. So, setting up your business in the right way, it helps to remove some of those doubts and get you past the know, like, and trust faster. It helps you to build confidence, trust, and credibility faster. And all of these things are necessary when you are doing business. All right. So I'm going to stop here for today because I know I can ramble on when I get ready. All right. But I want to encourage you to keep sharing these broadcasts into your community. So if you know someone that's in business and they want to know more about business, and do share this podcast with them, I would so much appreciate that. Um, Along with some of what I would have said also early on, we are here to help you start your business in the US. We are here to help you access capital in the US. We are also here to walk you through this entire business process to access market and to scale. All right. So feel free to reach out to us and let's start that conversation. All right. I'll talk more about our international financial platform. We are still doing some legwork to bring capital across the world. A whole lot, 90% of what needs to be done has been done. But I'll share those information with you as time progress. Now, my name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the self-published author for several books. All right. So visit our website, pitchdeck101.org, where winners win, and take some time and navigate our website. Use our contact page and send us your email, send us a text. I would love to talk with you some more about your business and see how we can really help you to expand across the region and across the world with your operation. All right, so keep following and like and share this podcast, and we'll do this again um, very soon. Be blessed. See you soon.